Hey everybody, this is Grace, and in this video I'm going to talk about a decision that we made today. Today is June 21st, 2020, and it's been leading up to this, but and it's all about what life is like during this pandemic, and so much, and there's so much that we've learned as time goes by, and of course, this is something new. This is not something we've been through before, any of us that are alive. I think they're very rare that would be alive today. It would be very rare. I knew somebody who was 105 a few years ago. Anyway, but the decision we made, really, there was a lot, like I said, led up to it. And it might not seem like a big thing, but for us, it was a big thing, okay? And like I said, today is June 21st, 2020. And since sometime in March, early March, I think it was around the 9th, I've been stay-at-home. I think I've been out maybe an average of once a month, but not into any store or anything, not into anything, any place. The only thing I did when others came around at some point was getting gas in my SUV once, and they weren't very close. I went to the far end, But because of this, with us being older, I just recently turned 57. But because of that, both of us are diabetic, and he's older than I, and we weren't going to chance it. He works from home, and he goes out every once in a while, probably on average once a week for various things, some of it concerning work and all. And but we've been trying everything. We had to stock up. I stocked up early, I think. And when they first started talking about it, and they recommended that we stock up at least 2 weeks in advance, and that was when all the hoarding of toilet paper, and that went on for a while, and the hoarding of water, that one always got to me too. But then it was rough. We had our groceries delivered. We'd been doing that before then, delivery or pickup, and eventually it led to pickup because they were delivering the wrong stuff. It was fine at first, but then it started getting bad, like diet sodas, that will replace them with regular soda. Yeah, that was not good. And so on and so forth. We just weren't getting everything, and so there's no, like, if I would say said, oh, we'll have this or that, we wouldn't, the groceries wouldn't come through. So that was a lot of work, and everything that we bought that could be washed, we had to wash when we got them. Put everything on the table, and then I went through it bit by bit. That was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. And my hands, especially my right hand, I'm right-handed, the palm of it was turning real dry. Now, why I wasn't using my gloves, I don't know. I found them underneath the sink like a week or so ago. Of course, my hands are much, much better. I seem to get a lot more done that way. Anyway, it does say, pardon the way I'm doing my videos. I'm still not going any place, to make them yet. But anyway, so all that, it was, and I kept thinking, we're doing all this just so we don't have to go because we weren't going out anywhere to, like, get food from a restaurant, whether it's a delivery or whether it's drive-thru, a curbside. What other things are they doing? And here in Texas, I live north of Dallas, a suburb of Dallas, huge city unto itself. But I think they have, neither one of us knew, because we, really knew, because we weren't needing that. We weren't paying attention. We weren't doing it, so we didn't need to know about going in. I have no intention of going into any restaurant or any place anyway, so it didn't matter. My goodness, I had to stop for a freaking allergy attack. I'm telling you, I'm in Texas, and I heard something about somewhere, I think southeast Texas or in that area, that they were going to have some kind of dust or something, and that allergy sufferers, were going to feel it first before they see it. It was coming from, I guess, Africa. I don't know, but I saw people talk about that online, and I didn't read much about it, but I'm north of Dallas, so we're in north central Texas. But the last 2 or 3 days, my eyes have been itching so bad. they're dry, very, very dry. And, oh my goodness. But I've always had allergies, and I don't think I think it's year-round for me, really. But anyway, to get back to the subject. Um, yeah, I'm going to have to stop it again because I feel it coming on again. But we had tried, I mentioned this before, that we had tried to get this freezer, freezer chest, deep freezer. We always call them deep freeze. But we tried to get one. Oh my goodness, the trouble, since before Memorial Day, trying to get one, and he's finally got to order one. Amazing, we finally got to order one. It was supposed to be delivered a few days ago, on the 18th. And they had left messages telling him that because there's a Frigidaire, that when they closed the plant or something like that, that they'd have to reschedule it to sometime in August. Yeah. And it has been unbelievable. We wanted that so we could have some extra, maybe get some TV dinners, which we don't really eat, too much sodium, but we went through all that. We'd have some kind of extra, because what we have now, all we're really able to find much of it now is hamburger meat, okay, chicken, and sometimes some very dry pork chops. Every once in a while, like Kroger has these ribs, we could find those, on sale. And other stuff was just, well, even the chicken was price gouged. I mean, these are a variety of stores and stuff. And like I said, some pick up, some, would have delivered. And it just seemed like our weekly grocery bill was way too much to me. Way too much. But anyway, one of these days we need to shape that. What you're viewing, yeah, those both of them. Anyway, so we kept going through this saying, that we wanted to go out and get some food from Drive-thru, and I read something about it, said that Drive-thru, pickup Drive-thru was not the best because of the contact with other people and no social distancing, and then you hear people say that they do it, and so much, and I've just have become even more of a germaphobe. Yeah. Since that time that the flu was really bad. The one time the flu was really bad a few years ago, 2017, 2018, I believe. It was the regular flu. This is not a flu. But, when it was bad, some of the people that just want to discount this whole coronavirus say that the flu does so much. No, the flu doesn't. That was rare. Okay, I've looked at the CDC website. But anyway, since then, I didn't catch it that year, but I've become very, very much a germaphobe. Not very, okay, not in everything, but yeah, with this, like I said, we'd wash everything, and oh, it was so much. But anyway, we've been wanting to, we go through this and we say, no, we're not going to go eat. We're not going to get anything out. Well, today, the last few days, I've been thinking, that's not good. It's just not right. It's just not. And, with all the stuff that we have delivered anyway, and we don't have to see the people. They just drop it off and leave it outside, and then we get them after they leave. But still, all of it, they've touched it. They've been in stores. People have touched it, so on and so forth. And I've seen a lot, like Dr. Fauci. I always want to call him Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci had said that he eats, I guess it's pick up or take out or curbside, something like that. I saw that in something he said. He's the top main man here, and globally, not the main, but one of. But here, yeah, he's the true voice of authority, not these conspiracy theorists. I get so irritated when I hear these conspiracy theorists acting as though they really know what's going on. Yeah. But anyway, so much was involved, so much more. I'm not trying to give any advice to anybody else, by the way. If you're, like me, like I have been, not wanting to, for various reasons, not trusting it, still don't really trust it. I don't trust any of it after some of the things I've seen since, having stuff delivered. Like one time there was a bag, it seemed like the guy must have been smoking a cigar. It must have blown in the bag. When the delivery guy for our groceries, he must have blown that cigar smoke inside of one of the bags. Yeah. I've seen him so much. So we decided, today I took a nap because the dog, Marmaduke, woke me up at 5 o'clock this morning. He's really old and he has dementia and he's just not in control of himself. He has control over himself now, and he woke me up at 5 o'clock, and from 5 till 8:30, almost 8, sometime after 8. It was just awful. And so I took a nap later on. It's 3:55 p.m. right now. And when I woke up, it was around 11 something. I said, went in there and told Adam, I said, go get us a hamburger. He just looks at me because, we've both been going back and forth, and we'd say, okay, one of us is going to be strong and tell the other one no. But, not all the time. We've gotten used to making our own meals and everything. And we got sick of them because we don't have, we don't know how to cook and make things taste really good. So neither one of us, I've never been a good cook. I can cook for, when I was younger, I cooked for my family. They liked it, but it's just too bland every day. We cook at least 2 meals a day. And, it just got to us. So I woke up from that nap, went in there, and he was in the living room watching TV. I said, go get us a hamburger. He said, what kind do you want? He's like, he was joking. Like we do. We would joke about it, and then talk the other person, whoever's wanting it, out of it. And I said, I don't care, any of them. I just want a hamburger and french fries. And he just looked at me and he said, and I want to get that, and I want to go and pick up a box of chicken. And I was going into the restroom, walking into the restroom at the time. And the next thing I know, he jumped up out of that chair and said, okay, I'll be back. I guess he didn't want me to talk him out of it or him to talk me out of it, because we had had enough. Yeah, we had had enough. Okay, so I said, let me go with you. And I started going toward the door, and he opened the door and it was storming outside. I'm like, oh, I hope that's not an omen. I was thinking that to myself, and he didn't care. Because usually when it's raining or storming or something, he's I'm going to stay at home. But he just went to his SUV and took off. Yeah. And he brought home, he went to 2 different places. He went to Burger King, because I love Burger King. When we would travel, it would always have to be a Whopper. We'd have to get just a regular Whopper. Whenever we would travel a lot, we used to travel a lot. And but now they have one here, not too far from here. The area, of course, is zoned, but outside of the zone, or whatever they call it these days. But so he went there and he got us each a hamburger. He said they don't have any diet soda. I said, really? I wonder why. That's weird. But I don't drink sugar. That's the way I put it. I don't drink sugar, and I'm diabetic, and Anyway, he got us both a hamburger. I decided I wanted the one he got. He got me one with bacon. It was no vegetables. I want vegetables. I want the lettuce, the onion, the tomatoes. Even though I don't like tomatoes by themselves, the pickles, I want it. And he got a double meat, and I took half of it and gave him the rest. And French fries. Oh my goodness, hot French fries. I was so happy. But he also went to Church's Chicken and bought a bunch of stuff. I don't know how many pieces of chicken that box has in it. And also, what else? He said there's something like chicken tenders or something like that. And what is it? Shrimp. And some corn on the cob. And I don't know what else he had in that bag. I think fried okra. Yeah. And so we put that in the refrigerator, of course. But, I told him, I said, we've made up our mind, and we're not going back, and we're not going to feel bad about it. We've decided. And he was saying, well, the biggest, one of the big things, I was wondering, when is this ever, we know that the coronavirus is not going to just go away. Okay. And the biggest thing was the question of, will it always just be this? Because it's been Groundhog Day unbelievably. I know a lot of people feel that. I know a lot of people. We're not alone in any of this, I'm sure. And but I'm just talking about my story here. So, and like I said, I'm not giving anybody any advice, because my bigger worry here is that I've made videos calling this Narcissism-ville, and I would wonder, if these people working in this, would they, these places, would they pay attention to rules. Okay, wear the mask and wash your hands and all that good stuff. And I do want to mention that since I've been stay at home, stay safe, my blood pressure, I actually take blood pressure medication, for hypertension. And my blood pressure is so good. Since I haven't been having to deal with stores and places around here with the narcissistic type people, it is, and I mean, it's wonderful. Unbelievable. My doctor, I haven't told them, but I'm sure they would be jumping up and down saying, good for you, good for you. Not really. The ones I have, they're kind of, anyway. But, yeah. So we, I'm not trying to say we had to talk ourselves into it or something. Well, in a way we did. But we're grown adults. I'm 57, he's older. Okay? And, I'm not trying to defend it, although it does sound like excuses, but it just got too much. We weren't eating right. We weren't eating right at all. And because we were burnt out on what either one of us could cook. I think Adam doesn't cook as much. I've noticed that over the years. I noticed that when I was in my 20s. Is the people who cook a meal every blue moon, like if you live, at the time I was living, it was my place, mine and Adam's, and one of my sisters and her friend and Adam's brother were there and staying with us in a small place. All of them staying there, and because they were trying to get a job, trying to move, and all that stuff. And I was the one that was mainly doing the cooking. Well, one of that friend, she did something. She made what's it called? Duck l'orange, yeah, and orange duck. I can't even remember what it's called. Oh my goodness, it was so long ago. And everybody was, oh yeah, that's so wonderful. And I thought, yeah, when somebody cooks like once a month, they can bring out their best dish. But when you're having to cook it every day, about 2 to 3 times a day for the family, yeah, it's a big difference. So, and really, it's that coming up with something different. And now that with this, the groceries barely having, like I said, it was mainly dry pork chops. I put barbecue sauce yesterday, or the day before, put them in the oven. I made pork chops and then put barbecue sauce on. Never done that before, and I'm Texan. We love our barbecue. And I had some jalapeno cheese sausage. Sausage is another thing. That's a lot of sodium. But of course, a lot of people will say so is going and getting food out, and that's why it tastes so good, and so on and so forth. But we were eating things like chips and Little Debbie's snacks, just for something that was different tasting. Oh my goodness, your taste, I had lost my taste, and I was going to get to that. I mentioned that I think that I had COVID-19, and I think I had it starting in February, and it wasn't something that it was there and gone. No, it kept going on, and then it was like it recycled. They call them long haulers, like a haul, Haul, and they do, and that's what happened to me. And I have videos talking about it since back in February. But back in February, what I was talking about, it was that I had fallen, just fell, bam, shifted to the left, and all my body weight, and I'm a tall, strong-bodied woman, was on my left knee, on hardwood floor. I'm a tall woman too. Put that all together, and I didn't even try to stop myself. Something just happened. I tried to blame it on things. I tried blaming every symptom I had after that on just the knee, but then I tried blaming it on the puppy pad. It must have slipped. There was one sitting somewhere around there, but I think I had that. One of the first things I told Adam once he came to rescue me, and I yelled and he came to rescue me, I said, my brain's not thinking right. I have a genius IQ. My brain's not thinking right. I actually do have a genius IQ. And I knew my brain wasn't thinking right. It took me an hour to get up because I didn't want him to fall helping me, and it would have been horrible. We've both fallen and we can't get up. But I had so many of the symptoms that you now hear. Back then, there wasn't much talking about it back in February. And since then, once I came a little bit out of the brain fog, I could think about it, and I'd say, whoa, I'm having these, but I also had other ones, and they weren't talking about it. But as time's gone by, they were talking about those. So, but even so, I've been living like, I don't want to catch it. Even though I really do think I had it. There's a video, at least one. I've put videos, I think, on two, when I fell in like 2 or 3 days, and you can hear that I was having the shortness of breath. And I was just saying, oh, it's because of my knee. So much more to that. But anyway, like I said, allergies are going to start getting to me now. But I just wanted to give an update. Yeah, we finally decided that enough was enough as far as that. We're not going to go be risky and go up to the people and breathe on them. He wore a mask and all that. Stayed away, and we micro-zapped. I don't know if that's an answer to all this. They said nothing is foolproof. But I micro-zapped mine. I don't know if he did. But, that's what I had been telling him. If we do that, we just, micro-zap everything. Or put the stuff back in the oven or something. But that's what we made a decision. I'm so glad, because I'm so sick of not eating anything good. I'm admitting it. I'm a bad cook. Anyway, that's enough for now. I'll talk to you on another video. What about you, by the way? How long have you been doing, or are you doing, or what's your reasons? Leave a comment below. Talk to you on another video. Bye.